from the idea, it became a reality, and we started 2004 in Paide. There was, I think, 49 participants. We already have near to 3,500, 3,700 athletes signed up altogether. But right now, we can assure that that the event is in a good track to take place. We have good experience with 2020, with doing it in a pandemic circumstances.
Hello, Ironman Estonia athletes, fans, and followers. Welcome to our little podcast where we talk about the past, the present, and the future of Ironman Estonia events. I am Ergo, marketing manager of Ironman Estonia, and here is the man himself, Ain, the race director of Ironman Tallinn and Ironman 70.3 Tallinn. Welcome.
Welcome.
So, Ain, 3 months to go until the first start of Ironman 70.3 and Ironman Tallinn. How's it going?
Well, it's incredibly nice and good feeling, because if you get closer, like 3 months before the race, you see all the team gets more excited. The things we're working right now, getting more closer with the actual action plan in plans with the race itself. And it's kind of building up period, and me and our team are really excited to work for Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 7.3 Tallinn, which is only 3 months time now.
Okay, well, before we head to this year's event, let's go back a little bit and explain us how it all started, because many might not know, but actually Ain has been quite a successful pro athlete himself.
Well, it's I feel like a dinosaur right now. It's been many years ago now. I finished professional triathlon career in 2010, so more than 10 years ago. But my career itself, it lasted 9 years altogether. As a professional, and it's, yeah, of course, I've done some 30 plus Ironmans, most of them, of course, as a pro triathlete, now as age grouper as well, a couple of them. But the sporting career, actually, how I got involved with Ironman distance triathlon racing is quite interesting, because first of all, I was originally a cross-country skier like you, and of course almost all Estonians have somehow related with the cross-country skiing. But after that, I started to do some triathlons in an early age, and it became quite good on it, and somehow I really liked this summer racing and summer sport, which was of course a little bit easier than finding a snow behind a forest or somewhere to ski, because we had back then some really hard winters for skiing and with the snow. And all of a sudden I found myself doing triathlons full time. Basically, when I was 17 years old, finished Otepää ski school, I started doing triathlon professionally. I moved to Tallinn together with the only professional team, Urra. There was 2 other Ironman athletes as well. I was just a youngster over there, and then we spent one summer, 3 months intensive trainings, and the result was at the end really good. So we finished the season with national championship in duathlon, and I was really in a good track. But then, of course, we wanted to go to race in Spalt. It was a famous duathlon World Cup in Germany, and of course it was 1994 when you probably all know that there was a year when Estonia ship catastrophe happened, and I was part of it with our team. So after that, it was 2 years of finding my roots again through some alcohol and some other habits which were not so healthy. And all of a sudden, after 2 years finding the way, I found myself actually in Estonian military, where I got my routine back, and that was the point actually when I started to train, focusing in one aim to actually become the best triathlete I can be in the world, and therefore I built up my professional career, and I ended up in an Ironman distance after not being successful in Olympic distance because my lack of swimming speed. And
You have won actually quite famous Ironman distances.
yeah, I really like Lanzarote. I mean, Lanzarote is like my second home. I've been training over there a long time and working together with Club Santa as my partner as well as a professional and also after being professional as a coach over there. And Lanzarote is really has a special place in my heart and my history as well. I've raced there, I think, 7 times as Ironman, and I won twice in 2005, 2006, Ironman Lanzarote, and also once Ironman New Zealand, which was shortened because of weather. But yeah, I was happy to win in New Zealand as well, 2006. So.
And your best experience, the best Ironman, like you said, Lanzarote or?
I would say the Lanzarote, the first win is always special. I mean, nobody really believes that a man who's over 90 kilos weight and 195 tall can actually win an Ironman race. I mean, the typical Ironman winner is much lighter, and I'm pretty sure there's nobody as heavy as me ever won an Ironman professional race before and after me. So to do so and to prove that it's still possible and the shape and size is not actually important when you do a sport and you dedicate for something, that was a good feeling and actually kind of relief or a good experience. And I would say the first year, 2005, winning Ironman Lanzarote was the most special race.
Have you got any bizarre experiences from different events?
Of course. I mean, there's many differences. I don't know how much time we have. But for example, on my first race I did professionally was Ironman Florida, 2002. And we were training in a Clermont training center with my trainees, my training partner, Marco Albert, and the Ironman head office was in Clermont back then as well. And then on a race day, or the week before the race, I tried to find a way how to travel from Clermont to Panama City. And the only way I could find a way to travel was to negotiate with Ironman's sponsor, Gatorade, or actually the person who runs Gatorade. And I got a place in a truck, but not in a seat, but you know where. And I traveled 300 kilometers on a track, and all of a sudden I ended up in a Panama City. But it wasn't the end of my first experience as an Ironman event. The race itself was incredible. I mean, it's the first time I ran to the water with 2,000 plus people to the ocean, and the feeling when you all of a sudden together. Nowadays we have rolling starts and all kind of other ways to kind of make it easier for athletes, but back then it was really a mass start and a proper how do you say hardcore swimming, and it was a good experience to actually experience something which back in Estonia we never had such a big events, so it was something special.
And when did it click that actually you want to do this? You want to organize those events also from pro athlete to race organizer. How did it happen?
To be honest, the first Ironman race I did 2002, and I started to become. I started to kind of think of doing races or triathlon events in Estonia as well to introduce the sport to Estonian triathlon fanatics and people in general. I think it was 2004 when I spoke with my family, and I came up with the idea that let's do a half distance triathlon in Estonia, because back then there was no half distance races in Estonia available. And they said I can bring my friends around Europe to my hometown Paide to race, and then we can offer regular people to take part as well. And from the idea, it became a reality. And we started 2004 in Paide. There was I think 49 participants, and me as a race organizer, I think it describes a journey we came from really well, because when they gave a start for swimming, I started to put down the run course. So we weren't really organized back then, but it was a good experience curve, and to be honest, we learned from grassroots how to build up the races, and all this period, we with the team and with the people around me, we wanted to put the races on for triathletes to, in a way that they would feel the best way possible in the races, and that actually drives our team right now as well. We really want that people who come to race, they would feel that their homes, they're welcomed here, and they get the best experience possible. And I think that was the one driving force for us to actually bring the 2020 Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 70.3 Tallinn in reality as well, because it was the first race after pandemic started, and we managed to put it through. We did our best we could. Of course, we learn all the time, and we also do some mistakes, but I think the mentality is in the right place. We are eager to get better as a team as well, and that's how we progress.
Which aspects you, from your own experiences as a pro athlete, you have applied to Ironman Estonia events? Like just the user experience, I mean.
Well, it goes everything. I mean, everywhere. I mean, because when we take our team, first when we started Ironman Tallinn and Ironman 70.3 Otepää, none of the team members have raced in Ironman, or maybe one or two, but the team is big. So basically, we needed to teach or tell what the Ironman racing is all about, and what's the experience should be all about verbally, or kind of teach them, or kind of brings memories to life, and the idea is how can we really give the best experience to people. And I think it comes from very beginning, when people arrive to the race venue, that our call is always, when the race venue is open, it has to be finished. We are not still building something. If we open Wednesday morning 10 o'clock, it's opened. Not that we start building finish arches, or we do whatever other things. So of course we had some mistakes on previously as well, but the idea and the focus is that when person has signed up for a life experience, or something which really is important, and he or she has prepared all year maybe, and brought their family or his family with him as well, and then when he or she arrives to the race venue, it has to be wow, ready and welcoming him or her. So that's
okay. The first 70.3 distance in Otepää, how was it? How did it go?
It was good. I think Otepää we managed quite well. I think we struggled first year in Tallinn, because it was a first new venue, and obviously Tallinn is only the second capital in Ironman circuit, and the city itself and the environment itself. Tallinn and Estonia never had such a big route closures, and etc. So we in a many ways we were kind of like icebreakers, or kind of introducing the new ways how to do a sports events. And of course the learning curve is hard, but I think we managed, and we managed only because our team is young and very motivated, and also very eager to do and push this mission or the vision to races. So.
Okay, I have to ask. So the Otepää was a success, but then why? Why from Otepää to Tallinn? Because many people have always
you're breaking my heart.
always wanted to know why. Why?
It's very difficult. How to say in a good words, in an understandable way. When you have a race center and very race venue as it is in Otepää, which is, I would say, for athlete perspective in a race, as perfect as it can be. Swimming in a holy lake, nice nature, nice courses, and also the Pyharva Spa Hotel, which is incredible place to have a sport events as well. But then we found that we are struggling with financially to kind of make the ends meet, because first of all, we're really dependent of international athletes, because that's actually a credit to our team as well. Estonia is a second nation at triathletes per capita, so there is not much we can grow further. Of course, we will, but there is no big gaps anymore. So to be able to be sustainable financially, we needed to grow, and we could grow only with international athletes. And after many years of trying in Otepää, we understood that logistically it's just so difficult to convince people to travel to Tallinn or Riga and then take a car for 250 or 300 kilometers and then find accommodation near Otepää, which is also not perfect. There's not enough quality hotel beds around what our customers or our athletes would need or would like. So by end of the day, it was a heartbreaking decision, but also it was necessary to survive. And another really important point on that is all world and us as well. We are moving towards triathlon festivals, and that means that in one weekend we want to kind of multiply the experience when people come to visit. And two, for 70.3 race, they can see the Ironman race maybe the other day. And then there might be an even smaller distance where their relatives or kids can take part. So the vision or the view is that if we put everything together, we can be much bigger and much more effective in a way that we can bring so much better experience for everybody, not just one group, but everybody. So that was the idea, and by end of the day, it was just in numbers world, not a way we could fit in Otepää with all of that. So.
And now, after organizing both events in Tallinn, was it a good choice?
I think 2020 was kind of how to say, the result of pandemic. It wasn't the original plan to bring two events in one place in one day. It was just circumstances which pushed us to do so. But I think we can see the real benefit and real value of it this year when we have Ironman Tallinn event in Saturday. And then on Sunday we have Ironman 70.3 Tallinn event. So we have a full weekend of good racing and a lot of emotions, a lot of experiences. And we already have near to 3,500 to 3,700 athletes signed up altogether. So it's more than 2 times bigger than we ever were. So I would say this year, when the race happens in first weekend in August, we would see the actual value of it.
So let's go to the back stage of organizing these kind of events. When does the organizing starts actually?
Well, it never ends. It goes all year round. I mean, you know yourself very well. It's basically the year. Let's say the 2020 weren't over when we already done meetings and organized the 2021 openings and other important stuff. So we're working constantly with very motivated and eager team, which we have, and I'm really extremely proud of it, who we are right now. And I would say it just goes all year round, like a roller coaster. The only difference is it has a culmination in the first weekend of August. And then it maybe settles down a bit with doing some easy stuff, and then starts to build. And now we are 3 months away from the race. And as I said before, we can feel the excitement inside the team as well. That they are, it's only 3 months, so we need to do this and that, and we can still change this and that. And it's just incredible to see how everybody is thinking in the same direction and really in a way that how can we put on the best event in the world, and that's incredible feeling.
How many people are in Ironman Estonia team?
Right now, fully year round, we have 10 people, and then on top of that, we have team leaders and team leader assistants. It's 130, so it's quite an amazing team. To be honest, it's incredible, talented, good group of people who have different experiences from life and as everyday jobs. But when they come together, they are actually running almost nearly 1,600 volunteers, and that's how the system starts to work in a race week. It's just incredible to see when if you can imagine that for this 1 week, the people around Estonia, they come together as almost 1,800 people, and then they start to work for one reason, to actually make the best event in the world, and it's incredible. I really enjoy the time when the planning starts to execute, and then and to see how the dynamics are changing, and seeing it. Wow, that actually happens. So that's good.
So you have now organized an event, Ironman, full distance Ironman event in like a normal year, and in this during the pandemic. So how much difference is there when organizing an event?
Well, to be honest, I need to remind you that we actually haven't had a normal year. Before pandemic, we needed to change the swim course. Basically 3 days, 4 days before the event. We did it with 12 hours, managing together with our great partners from Tallinn City and City Transportation and road authorities and the team itself. So basically, the reason was, I just need to mention it, the original swim place has been in a seaplane harbor, but the sea is really unpredictable. We had basically week before the event, 21 degrees water, and day later it was 11 degrees. So there was we monitored it. It didn't change. We consulted with some sailors, from some captains and sea experts, and they said if the wind is not changing, the water temperature is not changing. So wake up. I woke up Wednesday morning, and we decided. Well, I just opened the map. I said, where is the nearest? How do you say, the water which can be swimmed? So fortunately enough, on our bike course and near the city is a Harku Lake Harku, and basically in a breakfast I gathered a team, important people who needed to be involved, and 10 o'clock we were in a lake, and we did a test swim with Taina Slater, and we got approved that it's swimmable, and then it was already ordered, equipment was already ordered to build up the transition area, and next day they put some bits of asphalt down to make sure that people can actually go through it, and we actually made it, and it was great success, I think, and that actually describes the mentality of the team. We know that triathlon is consisting 3 sports, and team wants to, and we all want to make sure that when we have visitors and people who signed up our events, they come together and they expecting to have Ironman events, and we do whatever it takes to make sure that it happens.
Do you have those are the big challenges as we have heard and experienced it, but what's the bizarre challenge for you as a race director you have to face when organizing such a large event actually in the capital of Estonia?
Well, I think the bizarre or the hardest time or the most difficult times are when day before the race, when we have finished a successful event. Our team is exhausted because they done the best they could. People are finished the race, they exhausted as well. We have an award ceremony done. So basically it's all over officially. But actually the hard job starts, because now we need to collect everything, to clean up, to make sure that everything is back in normal. And I think this is the hardest time in all this all year circle, where you have like this tension going down, because you kind of have a relief that everything is done and you've done very well and everything is good, and then you need to still. I would kind of describe it as mountaineering. You climb the mountain, you're on top of Mount Everest, and now you achieved that, but you need to come down as well, and that's quite often where people underestimate it. So it's one of the most difficult parts, because the motivation is somewhere else now. and that's something which I think in a whole year circle is one of the hardest times.
Okay, well, so 2021, we're gonna have Ironman Tallinn and Ironman 70.3 Tallinn in 7th and 8th of August. The main question what our athletes always ask and have asked, how can you ensure the safety of the event and the safety of athletes in these really hard circumstances and during this pandemic?
Of course, it's a reasonable question. I would question the same way if I would be athlete. I think we proved it in 2020. We can have and we can manage the risks which are involved. Of course, we cannot change the world, and we cannot change many things in the world, but we can manage the risks which are related with Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 70.3 Tallinn. We also proved, and I think our government and health board has proved from last year that we're all motivated to have the event and do whatever it takes to make sure it happens. So that's the best how you say the best proof or best explanation what I can give for people. Of course, nobody in the world can promise in a world where we're living right now something which happens 3 months time. But right now we can assure that the event is in a good track to take place. We have good experience with 2020, with doing it in a pandemic circumstances. We have already started with all the action plans and different measures to prevent or to be ready for different restrictions as well. We're working for IT solutions to make sure that we can monitor people as we did last year and a little bit better way as well. So and we're having a great hope of a vaccination or COVID passports as well, which probably will be active in near future. We'll see what's going to happen with that. So of course we cannot change the way how participants' original country makes a restriction for travel, but we can change, or not change, but we can do our best to make sure that Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 70.3 Tallinn is as COVID safe as possible, and I think the best proof is from 2020, where the world didn't know so much about the COVID than we know now, and we still managed to do it completely COVID safe as an event. So I think it's a best proof and the best way to ensure that that we can deliver that. And as I mentioned, when you have or message for all the participants, if you're doing a travel plans, then I would recommend to just plan for a little bit longer vacation, to come a little bit earlier, to avoid this hassle and it's easier for you as well. We had last year a lot of people from UK coming more than 2 weeks before the event to the race place. You can easily train here. There is no restriction of that, and you can put kind of familiarization with a course track as well. And then again, you can ensure that you are how do you say, well prepared in a COVID way as well to the race. So I would recommend definitely to travel a little bit earlier and kind of be ready and not doing things in the last minute where we might have a lot of people in one place, which might be difficult, because right now we are working intensely with some plans with how we can distribute people around different activities we offer for athletes, for registration, for check-in, for race morning, and so on. So that is much easier to do when people are around earlier. So hopefully we can have a good agreement with you guys, and you come a little bit earlier, and it's easier for everybody. So
you mentioned before that you want to organize the best event in the world. What are the aspects that you see today that you still need to improve, and you still have really the growth and way to improve?
I think there is a lot of things which we cannot change. We cannot put the palm trees, guys. It's not possible. We can do some other trees on the course, but the palm trees are not working. We can definitely make sure that the people, when they come to race in Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 70.3 Tallinn, they are feeling welcomed. When you step in our venue, you feel that you are welcome, you are well weighted, and you're in a place where you wanted to be year long. So I think that's the most important thing what we need to achieve 2021. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do that, and hopefully people will see that. And believe, guys, us, we are definitely really hardly or very deeply working with a feedback. So if you see something you don't like, or you see something which can be done better, write it after the race on a feedback, because we made a lot of changes this year regarding this same athletes feedback, and we hope it's going to work and be a good news for everybody.
Estonians have always looked for their Nokia.
Yeah.
What's the Ironman Estonia Nokia? As you can say.
Well, I hope Nokia is that race will never be cancelled.
in these circumstances, it's a good way.
But to be honest, I think so our jokes for jokes, but that's of course something we want to achieve. But the main Nokia is the same what I wanted to describe before, and I mentioned. When you come to race, you feel that you're welcome and you are in the right place, and it has to reflect from a grassroots to all the top, and whatever you experience in our events. So I think that's something which might stick out from the rest.
What about the future of Ironman Estonia events?
Well, we right now are in a schedule and planned the next 4 years doing Ironman Tallinn, Ironman 70.3 Tallinn in Tallinn in the first weekend of August. It's definitely something which is a great path, and where we want to develop year by year and get better and better. I think there is other opportunities as well to grow and be bigger events. Of course, Ironman has some limits how much we can deliver in a quality way if we take participant counts, but we're still away from a maximum limits of participants, and this is not only goal we have. We, as mentioned, the quality of the services or the event. We're still away or far from ideal, and as a team is very motivated and eager to develop, then I think this is only a good news, and when we can always see that there's something we can do better.
Can we see Ain-Alar Juhanson also finishing Ironman Tallinn?
I hope so. That has been my dream more than 10 years. To be honest, that was one driver to bring the Ironman in Estonia as well, that I missed as a pro athlete racing at home. Now that opportunity is ahead of all the Estonian people, and I think it's an incredible feeling. Right now, I'm not fit enough to race Ironman Tallinn, but I'm sure hopefully in a couple of years' time, I'm ready, and who knows, maybe in this 4 years cycle.
Well, thank you, Ain. Do you have anything to say to your athletes who are coming to our race?
Well, just keep open-minded and prepare well. August is still 3 months away, so I know you struggled with swimming. Swimming pools has been closed all year, all Europe. Also in Estonia, we opened in 3rd of May. But hopefully the open water facilities are getting available soon, so you can prepare still for Ironman Tallinn as well. and just be positive. Although this is not maybe in a COVID world the best way to wish, but positive thinking is really important, and don't lose faith on us. We are here to do whatever it takes to make sure that you have the best experience in Ironman Tallinn.
Thank you, Ain. Hopefully all the athletes and the fans and the followers got a little bit information and the backstage of organizing such a big event. And of course, we got known a little bit about Ain and his pro career. But well, thank you, and hopefully we can carry on with these kind of podcasts. Let me know if you liked it, and see you in August. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.